If you're a content creator or influencer, there's a good chance you've gotten this type of message in your inbox. Now, these messages are from people called growth operators. And whatever you do, please do not hire a growth operator in 2024, or really any year for that matter. Now, there's a multitude of reasons that we'll get into in this video, but spoiler alert, you can literally just do everything a growth operator would do by yourself with very little time and not have to give away 50% of your money. So in this video, I'm gonna break down a few things for you. Number one, what the heck is a growth operator if you don't know what it is? Number two, why you shouldn't hire one. There's a couple of reasons. And then number three, the simple way you can build this out all by yourself and make your first $20,000 per month as a content creator. Now, I know what you might be thinking, like, is it actually possible to hit that amount of money? Well, this is the exact process I showed Dominic here, which in just his first 30 days did $20,000. Or even Josh here, who was able to grow to $400,000 per month in just a 45-day period. So let's just kick this off. What the heck is a growth operator? It's actually kind of funny. I've talked to so many people that are like, oh my gosh, growth operating, it's this brand new thing, it's amazing, it's taking the world by storm. But really all it is a fancy word for consulting, right? All a growth operator does is consult on different strategies on how you as a creator can make more money from your following. And how they get in contact with the creators is just a usual practice of cold DMs directly to your inbox on Instagram, or they find your email and you'll get an email that says something like,
hey, like I can help you make money from your following that's untapped.
Or other ways that I've seen is they might slide in with a little bait and switch. They'll say,
hey, so do you have a product that I can buy?
And then they'll say yes, and then they jump in to say,
well, I can actually help you sell more of that product.
But let me just expose this entire business model. All they do is they go to school.com, they create a paid community, right? They charge really low prices for it. And then other than that, they don't do anything. They do something that literally takes 15 minutes to set up, but then they take a ton of money from it. Okay, I'm already like going into this part anyway. So let's just jump into point number two as to why you shouldn't hire these people. Now, before I jump into this though, I don't want this to seem like I'm bashing all growth operators, but I've just seen way too many of even my own creator friends that have gotten taken advantage of. So I just want you to have the knowledge to make sure that you make the right decision if you do decide to hire a growth operator. All that being said, here are 3 reasons why you should not hire a growth operator. So number one is the way that growth operating is presented to a growth operator or potential growth operator is that it's a way to make money online. And whenever something is marketed in that way, it's going to attract brand new people or people that might not have a ton of money because they're looking for different ways to make money. So essentially what you're doing is you are bringing in, usually, not always, but usually a young person with no business experience. Heck, they've never even tried to start a business themselves, but they're trying to teach you how to run a business. Now, reason number 2 is, again, these growth operators really aren't operating growth at all. I think a much better name for this, and this is a crazy dad joke, but a better name for them would be fish in a barrel hunters. Okay, stick with me here. There's a saying that goes, it's as easy as shooting fish in a barrel, because if you have a shotgun and you're shooting into a barrel of fish, like you're gonna kill a lot of fish. Same thing here. I promise this will make sense in a second. So on one side, you have a creator, right? They have this audience. They have a warm audience that's already built what is called a parasocial relationship with that audience, which basically just means a one-sided relationship that has a ton of trust. And because that creator has built that trust with their audience, a lot of times they want to support that person and buy their products no matter what it is. So again, this makes it really easy for the growth operator, like shooting fish in a barrel, is all they have to do is go to the creator and say, hey, like we're gonna partner up on this, but you gotta go record the videos, you gotta post some stories, you gotta do all of these things, while the growth operator just kind of sits there and pushes 4 buttons to make a school community. Now here's the thing and why growth operating has exploded is because being a growth operator, it works, right? It does work, it does generate revenue usually, but it's nothing that a creator or an influencer couldn't just do themselves, take maybe a day or two, and then keep 50% of their money. And here's, to be honest, where a lot of creators are getting screwed over is that after that initial boost of just bringing people in that were gonna buy their products anyway, is because they don't know how to actually grow a business, they become useless. They don't know what else to do. So those are my 3 reasons. I could literally go on for like 10 other reasons, but those are the biggest main things. So all negativity aside, let's get to the fun part. How can you just do this yourself if you are a content creator or influencer to make your first 20 grand a month? I wanna preface this by saying, I really don't want you to overcomplicate this thing. I think there's a lot of gurus out there that will be like, hey, it's this really complicated process and you can't do it yourself. But the reason they're positioning in that way, and a lot of times growth operators do the same thing, is because they are trying to sell you something. something. They are trying to sell you the fact that, hey, like it's too hard for you to do it yourself. You should hire me to do it. Or hey, buy this course. It's not that easy to do. Just hire me. I'm here to tell you it's really freaking simple. In fact, I'm doing an experiment over on my Instagram, Aaron Makes Content, where I'm building a business from 0 to 100 grand a month. And I was able to build out the course material 2 days. That's it. So if you want to go follow that journey, go ahead and do that. But here are the 3 steps that you can follow to just do this yourself. So step number 1 is getting clear on your offer. Now, don't overthink this, guys. I've just said that, but I promise you, you don't have to go out and read books. You don't have to read, $100 million offers from Alex Hormozi. This is what I want you to think about. What is something that you are passionate about, something that you're good at, that you can teach somebody else to do and skip the line of the entire learning process? 99% of the time, it's going to be whatever your content is about. So let's just say you're really good at social media. You've cracked the code on how social media works. And let's say you give social media tips already for free on Instagram. All you need to do is create a program or a product around using social media effectively. Or let's just say you're a fitness influencer and you document your journey of building muscle or losing weight. Your offer can be one-on-one coaching and accountability to help someone lose weight or gain that muscle because you've already done it yourself and it's something you're good at. Again, please don't overthink this part. Now, jumping into step number 2 is to write out the step-by-step process that someone would have to go through to get from where they are to where they want to be. So let's just stick for the fitness coach example here for a second, is you just write out the few steps someone would need to do to lose weight. So for that person, maybe step number 1 is just getting clear on whatever their goal weight is. Step number 2 is creating a meal plan around that goal. Step number 3 is creating a workout plan around the goal. And then step number 4 is just accountability to make sure that they actually hit the goal. Now, just to give another example from who we mentioned earlier is Dominic. He's actually a guitar teacher. Now, he was only charging about $200, but we coached him to not only raise his prices from $200 to $4,000, but we also said, hey, you should package this up into an online program. And your steps can be, let's say gauge their ability to playing guitar. Step number 2 is getting clear on the end goal. Step number 3 is to package all of those steps into an online coaching program, mentorship, or product. You can use websites like Loom to record those videos on those steps and then upload them to a platform we've mentioned a lot in this video, school.com, to host for your audience. Last time I'll mention this, guys, please do not overcomplicate this, because the idea is you want to build out your product, create a first iteration of that product, get it out into the market, get some people in, and then see how people react. Then, of course, you would take the feedback, implement it into your product to make it better, and then either A, feel more confident that it's actually a good product and maybe even the best product out there for the market that you're trying to serve, and or because you're more confident around that product, you can then raise your prices. Honestly, sky's the limit for that aspect. Now, I know the next logical question in your mind is, okay, cool, Aaron, I'm creating this course. How much can I price this? What I don't want you to do is do what everyone else is saying and create a low ticket community and charge 20 bucks a month. The only, and I mean only, time that makes sense to do is when you have a massive following of, let's say, hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers, because just from sheer volume, you can make decent money. But what you're going to do, because you're ahead of all the other creators and influencers, is you are going to charge high ticket. And what I mean by high ticket is you create your program because it has a little bit more one-on-one support aspects to it. Because of that, it's going to allow you to start at $3,500, right? $3,500 to bring them in. And you could even charge upwards of $20,000. Heck, even more than that. We currently have a product that ranges just under $70,000. Now, I know that comes up with a whole other can of worms and questions that you probably have. So I'm gonna put together a full video on that in the near future. You can click the video on screen right now once that's done, or you can also click the first link down in the description below on a full-on training that I put together from beginning to end, exactly how to monetize your following the best way in 2024 and beyond. So click the video on screen or down below in the description, and we'll see you on the inside.